Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a heart-based system. It's going to be based on a game I've published recently in Google Play called Square Smasher. Yeah, I know, worst name ever, but in any case I'm going to show you how to exactly reduce hearts or increase based on the gameplay. In other words, every time the ball will fall will decrease by 1 heart, and every time we'll take the green power with the heart inside will increase by 1 heart. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it from the very beginning, where our HUD is completely empty right now. So if I'll go ahead and play the game, you'll see there are no hearts. And we'll go ahead and add our first heart to it. So we won't start from 3 hearts from the beginning, we'll start with just 1. And from there, we'll basically increase to more hearts, and I will also show you how to decrease it back. Okay, so enough with the talk, let's go ahead and add it. So our HUD is really just a panel with a couple of textures. And what we're going to do is add another texture, which is specifically for the hearts. Yes, all of them. So to add a texture, I'm going to use texture rect type of node. Then I'm going to drag my sprite. And once I have it set, the most important thing to do is to basically set the stretch mode to tile. This will help us achieving the effect of decreasing and increasing hearts. And that's it. We have the basis ready. If you'll go and play the game, you'll see we have a heart. Okay, so it looks good, but it doesn't do much right now. It won't actually increase or decrease. And before we go and implement it, I want to actually show you how it works and show you why we had to switch to tiles in stretch mode. Okay, so we have one heart, its size is 32 pixels, and we would like to add additional hearts. We don't need to go ahead and add another texture rect. We can use the tiles mode and basically extend the texture. So if you want to have, for example, 2 hearts, all you need to do is go ahead and multiply by the number 2. This will go ahead and repeat the texture for 2 times. In a similar manner, this is how you could also manage 3 hearts by simply going and multiply by the number 3. You probably realize by now that if you'd like to go ahead and reduce back to 2 hearts, all you need to do is multiply again by the number 2. And that's it, basically. This is all you need to understand in order to create this illusion of a health part that is decreasing or increasing. Okay, so now you understand how it works. Let's go ahead and add the ability to change the number of hearts by default. For that, we'll add a new function in our HUD script called setHearts. And all it's going to do is get as an input the number of hearts we want to set and multiply the texture by that number. This way, whether you choose 2 hearts, 4, whatever number you would like to start with, you could do it with this function. And since we want only to add hearts horizontally, we're going to use specifically the X attribute for that. So the function is ready now, and we can go ahead and use it. For that, we'll switch to our level script. And there we'll basically go ahead and add it under the ready function. Now it's possible for us to simply go ahead and call the function with a fixed number, but what I would usually prefer to do is to actually use a variable that can be easily changed later if you would like. So let's go ahead and define it above our function. And you can choose whatever number you would like to start with. I'm going to pick up the number 3. Okay, now let's go ahead and save and see if it works. And as you can see, we have 3 hearts, exactly how we defined it. You can easily change the number to 2 and start again, and you'll see you have 2 hearts instead of 3. Okay, now I want to take it to the next level, which is basically reducing and increasing hearts based on the result of the game. In our case, what I want to do first is whenever the ball is entering what I call the death zone, I want to reduce by 1 heart. Okay, so I'll start by locating the function where we are entering the death zone. And there what we'll do is check if we have any balls left or not. If we don't have any balls left, that means we need to decrease by 1 heart, and for that we'll create a dedicated function. And I remind you, all that function needs to do is basically call the function we already defined in the HUD that decreases the hearts based on the number that you pass. Normally what I would do is to create a dedicated variable for that, but for our purpose we can definitely use the default hearts right now. If you're not familiar with the syntax, it's simply a short way to decrease by 1 the variable on the left side. And then what is left for us to do is just call the function that we defined in the HUD. Okay, and now if we'll play the game, you will see that every time the ball is entering the death zone, the number of hearts is decreasing by 1, exactly as we planned it. Okay, what we'll do next is increasing by 1 heart every time we are taking the power heart. So let's go ahead and modify our relevant function. So a little bit context, what you see in front of you is the function that I'm triggering every time I'm taking a power heart. And I apologize in advance, I'm going to do it in a non-traditional way for demonstration purposes. I'm going to get the parent of my player, and by that I will get access to the default hearts, and then I will go ahead and increase by 1. So I'm going to invoke the function that you already saw a couple of times already, set hearts. This time again, I'm getting to it by referencing the parent of my player. And that's basically all. We'll go ahead and play the game. And you'll see that once we take the power heart, we'll increase the hearts by 1. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to show next is how to put a limit on that. So you want to increase indefinitely. So let's say the most hearts we want to allow for a player is 3 hearts. All we need to do for that is just check if number of hearts is less than 4. And now if we'll play the game, you can see that every time we'll take a heart power, it won't increase because we are already at the limit. And that's it. You now have an idea on how to create a simple health bar. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something new. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.